Make me look skinny. Alright. Welcome back to the second Pyro Pro video cast. Do you like the video cast word? Video, okay. Welcome back. Wow. Welcome back. Hold on. Welcome back to the latest Pyro Pro video. As usual, I got Stagg Party to the left of me. I'm D-Rex, got Houdini to my right of me, and we're going to throw out some fantasy goo for you right here, and it's going to be the top, how many? 10?
Top 10
running backs going in this early in the offseason. We're going to talk about guys, where we have them slotted, why we think so, and obviously our tiers and our player rankings change as the season and more information, draft, other free agent sign, things happen. But we're going to go through this one, and today we're doing a glorious day. It's like in the 70s in Chicago,
finally,
which is awesome because for those of you that live in the Midwest or are from Chicago, it's essentially like going into hibernation for 8 months out of the year. So when we got that summer, even that Indian summer, even that fall, it's summer here in Chicago. So we're gonna do it outside. So if you hear kids screaming in the background or some car accident or that deadbeat that lives a few doors down beating his wife, I'm sorry. We just didn't want to be in a living room on such a gorgeous day. So let's get into the party here and give these guys.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, hey, we got a row of deadbeats over here.
April Fools.
One of them. I wish it was April Fools. There might be a deadbeat living in my bedroom, and I live alone. Good stuff. All right, well, it's good times. We've done our tiers collectively, all three of us, and then Dogmatica came and submitted his tiers to us today. So we're doing kind of this a little bit showing our collective tiers and going off of our rankings based on that. So, you know, I say we start from the bottom and move down, and number 10 on our rankings here is Jeremy Hill, your boy.
Yep.
From the Bengals, crushing it, and who's to say what's going to happen with him? Sorry, our lawn furniture wasn't clean, so we got these towels keeping our clothes clean. Hey,
we're always keeping it professional.
We haven't done spring cleaning yet. It was like 20 degrees yesterday. I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt and flip-flops. This is the greatest.
My boy, yeah, so I'm highest of everybody on him. I have him as my 8th overall. You are over at 12, same as Dog, and Stagg Party's got him at 10. You know,
Meeting in the middle.
I just look at it this way, you know, he showed the ability last year that he can break big runs, he can score in the red zone. This is the whole point of Hugh Jackson's offense. He's going to be the guy where Giovanni was being trusted throughout probably the first half until he got hurt to run the ball when they got inside the 10-yard line. Now when they're inside the 10 or the 5, it's going to be Jeremy Hill, and so I think that adds, you know, maybe 4 more touchdowns on the season, and you pair that with his ability to just take the game on his shoulders. I like him going forward.
I'm gonna ask you this because you're a little bit lower on him, but do you think that could be a trend, and next year Giovanni could hit that hot streak, and Hill could be a little bit banged up, not out, but you know, a little banged up, and they start thinking about him less, and could you know, Gio be eating into his targets?
Well, any injury is gonna put him up there a little bit. If he's got a sore hammy, you know, that's 5 or so extra for Gio a week. You know, it's gonna kind of fluctuate based on how healthy each player is, and that's one of the things we kind of know. But Jeremy Hill's got the things that, you know, you like from a running back. He's got a big body. He's going to run it, you know, 250 or so times. He's got a chance for at least 10 touchdowns. What do you have last year? Did he break the double-digit mark? Or did he finish with like 9 and 1?
I think it was 8.
Okay.
You know,
I think he finished with double digits total touchdowns.
Yeah.
But definitely something.
Sorry, guys.
He's definitely got a double-digit rushing touchdown capability. And
he's also a threat to receive the ball too. So he showed that he's got good hands and that he can be used.
Well, yeah, he'll
as
add
a
probably
receiver.
2 catches a game. I think he finished last year with 27 or so catches.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can project him to 40 catches. Okay, well, 40 receptions is what Jamal Charles had last year. So
I love his big playability. I think we saw that in a few of the games down the stretch. The guy can break it, and then lo and behold, when he's out there and some safety or D-back catches up to him, he's got the moves to be able to kind of do that open field running. Impressive stuff. I think we've been really high on him since day one. You certainly, especially, you got him in a lot of your leagues. Paid off very well. So hats off. I mean, I think the next guy will go down is LaShawn McCoy sitting
What
at
a fall from grace, huh? He
I'm
was
surprised
number
he's that
one guy for a lot of us last year.
I mean,
surprised
he's
that
going to
high.
end
I thought
up
I was
as
hired most on him.
he's going to end up as a top 10 running back. You got to figure they're going to
Yep.
give him the ball. This is Rex Ryan, ground and pound. You know, who's your quarterback? Matt Castle, EJ Manuel? No, they're going to hand it off. He's probably going to see another 300 touches, or 300, maybe even 300 carries. But he's going to be back up in that kind of
And then he's gonna get hurt.
high carry territory. I mean, he's proven pretty durable over his career.
I don't know that he's going to get 300 carries. You think about Rex Ryan, you think about ground and pound. You think about when it was at its height, and you had was it Thomas Jones and who was he paired back there with?
Garrison Hurst.
Danian Tomlinson?
Who was it? Wasn't
That was a little overlap, right?
That was at the very end. Yeah, but anytime he's had he's always used both running backs, and it's always been so. I just don't see McCoy. I still see Fred Jackson being someone who's going to be eating into his touches. I think that they're going to run the ball a lot, but at the same time, I don't know. I think that McCoy becomes much more effective when he's really in a better offense. I really just don't know how great this Buffalo Bills offense is going to be, which I think justifies why we have him at number 9 overall.
I think there's some things you got to look out for, in the preseason. I think what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to get him on the edges a little more. They're going to try to let him use the things he likes to do. Towards the end of the sort of divorce from the Eagles, it was said that, Chip Kelly, I want a, one cut back. I want a guy who's going to get to the hole and hit it hard, get a couple yards, do what he's supposed to do. But that's really not LaShawn's game. So I think they're going to give him that opportunity to hit a few more home runs, which could pay off, especially considering the guy had, 5 touchdowns last season. His receiving numbers were down, and they're saying he's going to split third down, work with Fred Jackson as of right now, but he's still going to get more work than he probably did last year.
Always underestimating old man Jackson? And doesn't he always just all of a sudden, couldn't you see him poaching a lot of goal line stuff next year? And all of a sudden you're like, oh, how did this happen? Because it always happens.
I don't see the goal line stuff. I think they paid a handsome fee to get LaShawn McCoy, and then they paid him handsomely with a contract that I think they're going to get.
If he fails once or twice,
big dude.
it's going to,
This isn't like handing it to your jerk off guy, DeMarco Murray. It's not like that. This guy is not that much bigger than me.
I think the one thing that you have on his side is that he does have something to prove to Chip Kelly in Philadelphia, and so put Chip on his as a chip on his shoulder.
Chip on his shoulder.
And he's going to knock him off, so that's going to give him extra motivation. So I think maybe you're going to get some of the bigger. I think you're going to get some of the bigger single game performances.
Yep, I agree with that.
That we didn't get last year.
I agree. Sustainability with him, I'm not positive about. All right, number 8 is going to be Arian Foster. We know that he's got an easy strength schedule again. Seems like he gets that every year.
That AFC South is just bad.
Yeah,
especially at run defense.
Right.
Who knows how to defend the run in that?
Tennessee?
No. Indianapolis. Jonas Gray, 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. What?
Yeah.
Jacksonville. They can rush the passer a little bit. They were an underrated, fantasy defense. But in terms of pure, actual defense, Jacksonville's not great. They're going to give up the yards.
6 games right there. That's 6 games.
When not hurt or banged up last year, which was a lot, and it tends to happen with them. So take that. Maybe a reason why then maybe that's a reason why you should stay away from him. I think I'm the kind of guy that's going to take him, and then I know he's going to miss about 4 or 5 games and play him when he's not, and he's a good back. He got a lot done. So I'm a big fan. Do you guys think Blue is going to eat into his action?
No, I don't think Blue's a generational talent or anything special. I think he's just a body. He's a little more talented than a body, but Alfred Blue's a guy who sat behind Jeremy Hill and 4 other running backs at LSU. So it's not like he's gonna set the world on fire if he gets in. But
what do you do with Arian? You give him the ball.
Especially now that Andre Johnson's gone, they don't have a quarterback to speak of. It's gonna be a great time for Arian. He just needs to stay healthy. Probably won't happen, but ride him when he's doing it.
Let me make this other key point too. I think it's what's interesting about the running back position. It still very much seems to be a value. Everyone going after the running backs as you're in your first and second round of your fantasy drafts, and you look at the points that are scored, and you look at the end of the year, and you're looking at the guys who are finishing maybe 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 in running backs, and they only maybe on average have 2, maybe 3 games on the season with more than 20 fantasy points scored in a game. And you think about the value that you can get a wide receiver when you get some of these guys now who are doing what they're doing. It's
But one thing that there was an interview that Mo did with JJ Zakarian or whatnot from Number Fire, smart guy, very data and stat driven guy, and some of his research has found out that the high running backs that you take, the guys that are in the first 2-3 rounds, end up being, as much as you don't think. Last year you've got C.J. Anderson and there's other players that pop out of nowhere. Probably Forsett, Jeremy Hill, and that happens every year too. But more or less, the top scorers, the big Kahuna guys at the running back position, are the ones that are taken early. Now you're usually let down by that pick because they haven't done what you thought they would out of a first round pick. But when you value that first round versus the guy you're grabbing in the 13th round, the odds of that guy blowing up and being this year's
you're not going to get that
less likely than that early
your
pick.
Percentage of hitting on that in the 13th round or whatever it's very high. Then afterward, when a guy on the waiver wire, then it just becomes based on priority. But what I'm saying is that looking at where, that's what I'm saying, between like 7 and 12, taking away, you're still going to have your top 6. You usually have about 6 or 7.
The top 5 is pretty much locked in with first and second round picks at running
being
back.
Just a tier above everybody else is what I'm saying as far as fantasy points scored. But that next tier, 7 through 12, it's kind of it's a mishmash there.
I agree. I agree.
And that's where you need to sort of identify the best talents, and that's where Arian Foster comes in. And talent plus opportunity usually equals good fantasy things, right? And they're going to give him the ball 25 times. They might give it to him 25 times. They'll also throw him the ball. He's done some great things.
Schedule.
Great things as a receiver.
And also, even if you wanted to get out of Arian Foster, you start him for the first few games of the year. He'll probably have about a couple 100-yard games, score about 4 touchdowns. And
trade him and get something else.
There you go.
Do it. All right, next guy, Marshawn Lynch is number 7. Let's move through him kind of fast. What's to say that we don't know about Marshawn Lynch? It's obvious that he's a beast of a man, and he re-signed with Seattle, which was our only concern. So he's Golden Grams. You're taking him. Hold on, I got a low battery sign on the boop.
Golden
All right,
Grams.
but that
Golden
means we got
Grams
that.
reference.
That means we gotta cruise here a little bit because it would be a real shame if this.
All right, well,
video...
we've talked about Marshawn Lynch a lot. The fact that is that Dog and I are a little bit higher on him than you two are. We look at it as a sense of, look, with Jimmy Graham there, it's going to take some attention away. It's no longer going to be everyone completely stacking the box against him. He'll have an easier time running it in. He's he was it a 1-year contract that he signed? So he's coming in still balls firing. So. Marshawn.
Right on. I agree. All right, Eddie Lacy at 6. I have him the highest. I got him at 5. Stag's got him at 6, and you and Dog have him at 7. So he's averaging right there. It's 6.25, 6 slot, 1 behind Forte. What are your thoughts on Lacy? Let's talk about him kind of briefly and keep moving ahead.
I mean, it sounds like the Packers are going to have a little bit of change in how they run their offense. With the change in kind of the play caller. They've said they're going to run it a little bit more, so that's all gravy for Eddie Lacy. Getting him 2 carries more games going to put him. He always seems to end up with like 80 or 90 yards, but he never pops through that 100-yard threshold. And in bonus leagues, that's a big factor.
Yeah.
He'll probably score you a touchdown a game and get you like 75 yards on the ground last year, and then another 25 receiving. You'll get that 100 total yards. End up with 14 to 16 points for you, and you're like, come on, give me that 100-yard game. So I think he's going to have a lot more 100-yard games this season, even though the strength schedule is pretty tough. But hey, no more Ndamukong Suh twice a year to tear up the inside of that offensive line.
Yeah, and you got to figure too, I mean, it's just with Aaron Rodgers there, his development, again, they've always needed to have that running game. They'll lean on him going down the stretch. I think this is a better year for Lacy.
Forte is in at number 5, so I got him at number 2. I'm the highest on him. You guys both have him at 5, and then Dog making a statement at number 9. What would be the reasoning you think that Dog would think that he's
wear and tear, getting close to 30,
New system,
not going to catch so many passes. Now he's running.
Marshall.
Now he's running it up the middle where he averaged like 4 yards a carry. You know, offensive line isn't great. You still got Jay Cutler as your quarterback. You know, just I don't think he's bullish on the Bears' offense.
Yeah, I can see it. For me, I think it's touch and opportunity. I think they're going to realize Cutler's, when you give him too many opportunities, he throws too many away and costs you.
That's what they've already said.
Just like, this guy's they're your most reliable and smartest player is Forte. So as long as he's healthy, he's going to be getting the opportunities.
They already said they want to limit how much Cutler hurts the team. He leads the league in turnovers every year, so the way that you're going to limit him from hurting him is to give the ball to Forte.
Absolutely.
So and again, who they just signed? They signed Jaquiz Rogers.
Quiz. Quiz on your face.
Oh, Jesus. Don't say that when we're sitting so close to each other.
Did you see that? I'm sorry I had to bring up the Twitter post that we had today.
Someone said quiz on your face?
He's wearing a shirt that says quiz on your face.
Oh, my God. Thanks for signing. The Bears are really signing a nice cast of characters. We're really building character team. Hey, I can't take anything away from him just because he's got that.
But he does really get hurt in any PPR standards.
Yeah,
formats.
well, all right. Well, there you go. So we'll keep it on. As we said, this is our first version of our tiers. We're going to do a set after the draft. So this is a growing document up through towards your fantasy football draft. So stick with the pyromaniac.com. Check out the website so you can keep on top of our tiers in the offseason.
The draft kit, so you can get every iteration of all of our tiers, our collective tiers, and everything else that's sweet that goes along with it.
It's the smartest thing Houdini's ever said. All right, let's go on to Jamal Charles at number 4. All right, we got them all pretty much in the right zone. It's Andy Reid. It's Jamal Charles. Not to sound like a broken record.
Last year too. I mean, look, he barely ran for 1,000 yards, but every year that he's been healthy, except for that, minus that 1 year, he's rushed for over 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
But he had 30 less receptions last year than he did in 2013 in the breakout year. He still had, I think it was, combined like 14 touchdowns last year, but he
still scoring.
But he had like 20 touchdowns the year before.
19,
So you you saw a major drop. Now, for him, probably the best thing that you can do is have Jeremy Maclin get there. While Maclin is going to see his stats come down, he's going to legitimize the defenses have to watch now not only Kelsey, but they're going to have to watch Maclin as well. That should help to open up things more for Charles, and he also might see an uptick in his receptions that way too, because when Alex Smith is trying to wait to throw a ball downfield, and we'll check down Charlie, and he'll go right down to
big thing. And I'm a big fan. I know I definitely had him highest on our tiers of anyone. Niall Davis is a player. So unless they dangle him and trade that guy in draft, or they're going in the season with him, which why wouldn't they? That guy's a player, and he's going to be like Jeremy Hill last year, and was in his opportunities the past couple of years. He can get it done when they give him opportunities. So I still love Jamal.
I still love Niall, but I'm starting to kind of go a little bit this way, that way. He has big playability. He makes some amazing plays. When he's been called on to rush the ball, though, to be the main rusher, he only averages in his career 3.5 yards a carry.
Yeah.
So he's not like a guy that's Jamal Charles has averaged every year in his career over 5 yards a carry.
Dude, he's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Let's go on to the next guy. DeMarco Murray, Stagg Party. That's your boy. You got him at 2. I'm shocked you got somebody.
Again.
Yeah. I won't quizzing in my pants. All right, so then I got him at 6. Houdini's got him at 3. Dog's got him at 2. So DeMarco Murray, let's just let Staggs give a little soliloquy on him, and then we can move on to the next guy. And we're actually going to be able to keep this video around at the under 25-minute mark. I like it.
Thanks
well
for
done,
low battery.
and daylight going out.
There you go.
Well, basically, things you gotta like. He's got a great offensive line in front of him. It might not be for pass blocking, but it definitely is for run blocking. They paid him a bunch of money, so they're gonna give him the ball. They're gonna give him the ball till he passes out. Then they'll give the ball to Ryan Matthews until he passes out, and then they'll throw the ball to Darren Sproles.
I should have put it on airplane mode. Go ahead.
So you gotta. They're going to throw Darren Sproles the ball until, he's blue in the face. And, without any wide receivers to really speak of, except for a, very, very good Jordan Matthews. But, he's going to be the main weapon. Let's just face it. He's not going to probably touch it 392 times again. But he's definitely going to see his fair share of carries with 18 to 20 a game. And he could also catch the ball. What's really not to like? He's going to get double-digit touchdowns.
That's the big thing. He's going to get the touchdowns because it's just absolutely clear that that's what Chip Kelly wants. Sam Bradford is not a quarterback that you're fearing in the red zone, but you'll fear, giving the ball to DeMarco.
Yeah, no, DeMarco, I mean, what a situation. Not too often do you get traded from a powerhouse team, or not traded, he signed, but not really have a powerhouse team, and you wanted to stay there, but not have them not give you enough the money, and then all of a sudden an opportunity opens in another golden zone
and an opportunity to play your old team twice a year.
It's awesome. Yeah, so DeMarco should have a good season, I think. Hopefully the wear and tear from last year doesn't cost too much.
Yeah, it's just health. That's the only real deterrent, not putting him up at number 1.
He got his money. Is there any worry with you as far as that goes?
No, that just means he can spray tan more.
All right, Le'Veon Bell is rocking out here at number 2. What are the reasons? I mean, obviously
it's number 2 thanks to me.
Yeah,
ranking him number 1.
Yeah, you got him number 1. I got him 3. Stagg Party has got him 4, and Dogs 3. I mean, we're all pretty right there. But what are you exactly looking for and loving?
Well, again, I'm not concerned about the 2-game suspension at this point in time. We had this discussion on the podcast.
Yeah.
I look at it as he is a beast. You look at what the Pittsburgh is one of those teams we talk about, the power of numbers teams. Yeah. That's a power of numbers team right there. Antonio Brown, Brendan Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, then throw in Martavis Bryant. You got this is a scoring fantasy team that I want to be a part of, and Le'Veon Bell is the focus of what Mike Tomlin likes to do. Yeah. And not only is he a running threat, he's a receiving threat, he's a touchdown threat, he's an everything threat, he's a big play threat. He's a threat.
He is. He's a fantasy threat. He's one of those guys, and there's not that many of them in fantasy football, that when you're going up against them in the week, you're like, fuck's sake. Is this guy gonna, he's gonna go for 5 or 6 enormous games during that season, and you're just playing roulette and praying that it's not. It's like playing King Cup with your buddies, and you don't want the last king.
I have to get him because with me being in paring it down now to be my 5 leagues, so I have to get him in my 1 redraft league this year, because in my other 4 leagues, I will probably be facing him every single week, and it'd be like, Le'Veon again!
Le'Veon.
You need some
I need to at least have him scoring points on one of my teams to offset this.
Makes sense.
The guy's just a lock for 100 total yards. He's a lock for 10 points a game. Between whether he's going to get it, he might get all 100 through the receiving game. He might get all 100 through the rushing game. You don't know where exactly it's going to come from, but you definitely got to keep, your eye open. The defense has got to keep their eye on him. And there's D'Angelo Williams isn't a threat. D'Angelo Williams is a pure backup. Yeah. And, in the red zone, you got Martavis, who's a true red zone threat, but Antonio's not really a red zone receiver, even though he had, 13 touchdowns last season. Le'Veon Bell's going to be the first guy in the red zone, too. So, hey, just a heads up. I like Le'Veon Bell. I'm just a little concerned about 2 games.
It makes sense.
So that's where it's almost like I hope then that I have like the 5th or 6th pick in my draft.
Then he falls.
And he falls to me, and I just take him there, and then it's fine.
Yeah. And you've got no qualms. I've got no qualms taking him 3rd or 4th overall.
Qualms taking him 1st overall.
Yeah, you said it. Houdini, you better put your money where your mouth is.
If I get the number 1 pick,
you're allowed to change your opinions between now and
we'll see how my tiers go.
This is gonna. He's already standing firm.
I will.
He's like, I've got to keep him. There's too many podcasts of evidence. No, the Wabiti to go sideways, flip flopping.
I really like what they're doing in Pittsburgh.
I did too. Yeah, we talked about it last week in the podcast. Is that the coach said, I think we've got a juggernaut of an offense, one of the best offense league, and he's right. All right, let's go to the last guy, Adrian Peterson. Who knows? Is he going to be on the Vikings? Is he going to be on Cowboys? Who knows? We'll see. A lot will be coming out about
Cardinals?
that. Cardinals, yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
I think Chargers? I think he's gone.
He's gone. He's 100% gone. But the whole fact is that there are all these teams that you listed that could use a running back would be good fits for him.
Yeah.
I like him going to Dallas. I like him going to Arizona. Where are the other potential?
He said San Diego.
That one I don't like as much, but
I do.
He'd do well there.
He'd do well there. He'd look sweet.
They give him the rock like LT, man.
He'd look sweet in that uniform. 20. Oh man, he looks sweet in that baby blues. Yeah, I mean, I think who's to know? The guy's coming back mad. He's
wherever he goes, I like him.
Yeah, I even like him on Vikings. I like him on the Vikings.
18 carries last year. What was his total?
I don't know.
I would like to. I just like to see him. You know, as a person who actually I had him in Dynasty League from the time he came into the league. I'd actually like to now see him just somewhere else. It would be neat to see. Plus, as a Bear fan, just get him out of here.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Adrian Peterson's one of those guys where all of us are pretty high on. With 3 of us have got him ranked #1. I mean, he's the best fantasy running back when he's healthy. He's healthy. He's got a lot of energy. He wasn't expended or he's nearing 30, or he just turned 30. Yeah, he's a beast. You got to imagine that guy right now is doing inverted incline sit-ups with one arm.
And you really got to think that year of not taking hits at that position, it's got to help.
Can't hurt.
Now, the only thing that you worry about is, you know, does speed take a decline because of age?
Yep. Well, hopefully he's smart
He didn't
enough.
have to go run in the veteran combine, so we don't know.
Which they said wasn't going to yield any players. Two players
as of right now.
I think this is a good video. It's our second one. Essentially, what we do is that we're giving kind of a trial period of showing these, and when Pyro Pro launches, these videos will be each week. We're going to do 20 to a half an hour video of a topic. Next week's is going to be wide receivers. What was it? Top 10 wide receivers. That's what's going to be our subject on next week's video. But we're going to be doing these throughout, and we want to add that this is premium and bonus content, and we're also trying to get ourselves better at the whole video thing as we think we might move towards that. Anyway,
look at how good I look.
You haven't. He dresses up. Usually he's wearing like a Blackhawks shirt or a sweatshirt on these podcasts. You've been scheduling. You like set your calendar like,
it's like
alarm. It's like a Post-it note in the shower.
Well, this will be like a thing that you have to track. You're gonna have to buy a new sweater at some point. Or it's like we'll get to summertime. We'll see how many polos you have. You know.
Hey, we don't want to do that. I wear the same shirt a lot just because the rest, the old #1s aren't fitting anymore.
It's the 80-20 rule. You wear 80% of your wardrobe. You never wear. You wear 20% of it all the time.
Any of the nice clothes I buy and get, whenever I get it, they just sit there and collect dust. I go get like a $3 thrift shirt. I'm wearing it like crazy. It's like, hey, makes no sense. Anyway, Pyros, we love you. That was top 10 running backs. Pyro Pro videos, Stagg Party, D-Rex, Houdini. We're out. Thanks for following us.